It's musical, people and journeys. And we are on a journey. And we're on a journey to review all the latest goddamn rock albums out there. And with me on this journey, everybody, is the amazing Nathan, is the incredible Ian, the fantastic Trish, and the amazing Chris. Welcome, guys!
Hello.
Hello.
And of course, not to forget our absent partner Dave, who couldn't be with us today but has voted.
Bangers
okay.
and mash.
You what?
Bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash, Dave. Indeed, bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash, Dave.
Okay, so if you tuned in for the first time, we're reviewing the latest albums, and today's album that we're reviewing is For Keeps, and their album Too Close to Touch. Who are they? Well, I couldn't find a lot, so I just read their bio-up from their website, which is they For Keeps have a knack of infusing might and with melody. Too Close to Touch is Keaton Pearson vocals, Mason Marble guitar, Kenny Downing drums, offering an explosive mix of indie rock, cool and punk blasted emo pop energy. The band has toured extensively with the band's Wrapped tour and acts such as Waterparks, Issues and Crown the Empire. The band releases EP series I'm Hard to Love, So Are You, Nerve Endings in 2015, Haven't Been Myself in 16, Too Close to Touch won an award for Best Underground Band at the Alternative Music Press. Haven't Been Myself debuted on Billboard charts at number 3 alternative artist album, number 9 on the top new artist album, and 133 on the Billboard Top 200 current album. So now, Nathan, you're always too close to touch, I feel, but you are somebody that's for keeps. So we'll start with you, shall we? On this one, what did you think of this album?
I think they did a phenomenal job, considering the difficult circumstances with which this album has been put together. You didn't touch on it there. Their lead singer passed away. So the songs that have been put in...
Is that Keaton Pearce? Is that Keaton Pearce?
Yeah.
Oh my God, no, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
It is so, for Keaton because it's a player, isn't it then? Sorry.
Yeah. So the songs that have been put out here have been written around vocal ideas and ideas that weren't ever going to be released, maybe, or other things he put down, and stuff like that. With that in mind, it's pretty incredible, because it's not as if anything could be redone or rewritten, or any conversations could even happen about different directions or stuff like that. I found it fantastic. Anyway, before I knew that, actually, I sent it to my fiance's little sister, who's not all that little, as just through bands such as Green Day and others are finding kind of moving away from the Ariana Grandes of the world into the sort of, guitar-driven sort of world. And I sent this to her straight away because I see this music as a kind of a bit of a gateway drug to the kind of stuff that I think all of us actually listen to. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like this is... It's chill enough that you could play it on the radio, but probably not chill enough that you play it to your grandparents. And that's this real sweet spot there for getting people involved in sort of heavier, rocky music. I thought Control was unbelievable. I didn't know that they released that later. That was the single, so that makes sense to me. I think the whole thing is a good feeling. It's a good feeling that these people did this for their mate. And not only that, it's an album you can talk about sort of proudly as well, instead of just we did a nice thing. It's a good album. So yeah, I think it's sick, absolutely sick.
Talk about sick. Ian, what do you think?
Segway king.
Yeah, I'll tell you, love, peace, respect, rest in peace. I wasn't aware of that. And I say that because the vocal style, screamy and distorted, isn't my thing. But I have put down in the notes, loved the vocals when not screaming though. What a voice. absolutely beautiful. So there I am on the fence again between the screamo distortion and absolutely beautiful vocals, and it's not a fence I wanted to come down on, because I really enjoyed the songs for what they were. Just because I don't like the vocal style in them, if the song's a good song, you know, okay, there's love and hate there. So completely middle of the road for me in terms of that. I thought Novocaine was a progressive builder. When I first saw Novocaine, I thought, oh God, please don't make a cover, and not of this one as well. But I'm really, really glad it was just a progressive builder with an awesome epic. I mean, it almost says this is what the song's going to build to, and then starts to build back up to it. It's great. I loved. I didn't get enough time to really look into the vocals, into the lyrics. Sorry, of these albums, which is something I normally like to do, is have a look at the lyrics of songs. But I loved the name of the song, Hurt Reynolds, as in Burt Reynolds, Hurt Reynolds. I thought that was really very clever. But I really didn't get to look at the lyrics, so I can't say why they chose Hurt Reynolds. Perhaps, Nathan, you know, I don't know. I thought that there's some really good tracks on this album, and it's worth a background listen, purely because it's not an album I go to, but if it was on, I'd go, oh, it's this album, yeah, I'll happily listen to this. So but with the distortion and the screamo voice, that would detract me from listening to it consciously. But I wouldn't turn it off if I heard it. Again, another dichotomy. Loved it. The vocal bit.
Sure.
Split me down the middle.
So moving on, Trish. Then your journey into metalcore has been accelerating, shall we say, to heights that I would never imagine that I would ever hear you listening to. What do you think? What do you think of For Keeps? Did this hit your buttons?
Join us. So with the opening track having a Bad Omens on it, I knew it was going to be right up my street music wise, and I was not disappointed. Yes, the album has Bad Omen vibes about it naturally, but Too Close to Touch are up there in their own right in their genre of music. I can't say there was one standout track for me, as I enjoyed the whole album. Only negative for me was I was disappointed when it had finished. Only 8 tracks long. Please, sir, I want more.
Oh. Talking about wanting more, always you want more when you get to him. Or do you? Leave your comments below. Chris, what did you think of? What did you think?
So I've got. I'm not sure what Nathan was laughing for then. No,
it was my segue. It was my segue, mate. That's what it was. Yeah, because I'm funny.
You get the segue. Yeah. Apparently so.
I know. Rumours.
So yeah, I've got to agree with pretty much everything that everyone said. So yeah, the notes I've got down here are I really absolutely love the effectively normal vocals. I think there's just about the right amount of screamo. There are a couple of songs where it goes a bit too much. Some where there's hardly any. But yeah, I really like it. As Trish said, I thought I was surprised when it came to the end. I thought that's quite a short album. What's going on here? And that's when I sort of looked back and understood the sort of approach they've taken and the way they've built it. As I understand it, I think possibly Nathan and I read similar sorts of the articles. Yeah, it was a case of they had some stuff that they've recorded. They weren't sure whether they were going to ever release it, but it was concept stuff that they put together. And then because they had the recordings, I think where they brought people in like Bad Omens, I think there's another one, Kane Hill. They brought them in effectively to just finish off those songs or just tidy up with the lyrics. So I think it's worked really well, and it's just kind of all stacked together. They're in my back catalogue. I'm hoping they can find. There's not a replacement, but I'm hoping that they can reform either whether it's under a new name or with a new lead singer that can keep them going. Because musically, lyrically, everything with this, it was great. But hopefully there'll be more. And I've got their back catalogue in my Spotify playlist. I'm going to be listening to these guys again.
Yeah, well, definitely. R.I.P. to and sorry to hear to to Keaton, God rest his soul. So, what an utterly cracking album this is. It's full throttle, heavy rock with that fuse of a little bit of metalcore, which keeps it, but with that metalcore element, keeps it under control. I love this album, and I agree. Only 8 tracks. I was definitely left wanting more. I thought Hurt Reynolds and Novocaine were the absolute highlights for me as well. It is a blast. And when I first started this journey, Trish is far more metalcore than I am, but I like that hybrid metalcore. We go back to the likes of Amaranth and that sort of stuff. When metalcore kind of more it supports the album rather than dictates it, and the vocals kind of play off each other. I quite like it, and I really like this album. I thought it was absolutely terrific, really good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It wouldn't be my perfect album because it does have metalcore in it, but as far as hybrid metalcore goes, this is a fantastic album. And I actually agree with Nathan. I think if you're trying to get somebody into more modern music and that infusion of heavy rock and metalcore, this is a perfect album for it. And the likes of Bad Omens on there just make it and round it off. I mean, considering the problem I had, everybody, congratulations! Absolutely cracking album, cracking. Will it get our album of the month? Well, after this show, tune in to the next one because this is the last of the 8 albums that this wonderful posse, including Dave, have reviewed, and the next episode will be the album of the month for this particular bunch of reprobates that I'm reviewing albums for on our journey. But if you like what you hear, please like and subscribe. Do you agree? Well, comments for keeps. And what did you think of it? Please leave your comments below. Thank you very, very much, and keep on rocking and keep supporting rock. Thank you very much, everybody. Goodbye for now.
Bye.
Bye.